I personally liked him a lot coming out of LSU when the Phillies took him with the seventh pick overall. But I have to admit, I didn't even think I'd like him this much. He surpassed all my expectations. He's risen fairly quickly through the system, despite having issues staying healthy. He'll start the year without any restrictions, but he's still just 24 in June, and he's only pitched around the 100 inning mark in each of the last two seasons. I think he may be capped this year, but I'm more looking for him to give me 150 innings and get through the year unscathed anyway. As I mentioned, his college numbers were solid across the board, but I thought they'd be just a tick below as a pro, and he's absolutely proving me wrong. He's gotten there by cutting his four-seam fastball approach in half, concentrated more on his two-seamer. He's also increased his curveball usage at the expense of his changeup. And what it's led to is a swinging K rate that's just under 10. He's also given up less home runs because of that, and he's maintained his solid control throughout. So he's a guy that, like I said, I'm looking for 150 innings, and if he can give me 150 innings, he'll easily surpass his current ADP, which puts him around the 18th round. So, given what I just said, rip it apart, agree with it. What's your take with Aaron Nola? To me,
No,
it really comes down to how many innings he's going to give you, not if
sure.
he's going to give you good innings or not.
Yeah, I think it's a balance of both for me, and I think he's a player it's sort of a tale of two seasons, and it's post and pre UCL sprain. He had a UCL sprain that he got, I think, in his 12th start of the season. If you look at those first 12 starts, the numbers are phenomenal. He had a huge breakout: 2.65 ERA, 27% K rate, to a 5% walk rate, 54% ground ball rate. His WHIP was 0.99. His FIP was 2.75, so that 2.65 ERA was totally in line. There wasn't anything there that was screaming that it wasn't repeatable or that wasn't sustainable or that it was luck based, etc. After that UCL sprain, his control went to shit, and quite honestly, he lost it. His ERA over that period was 9.82 in his final 8 starts. 9.82. He only pitched 33 innings over the course of those 8 starts. That factors out to about 4 1/3 innings per start on average, which is awful. He wasn't even getting out of the fifth for good reason. His batting average against was 3.67. He maintained the K rate, which is a good sign, but the walk rate doubled to 8% or nearly doubled to 8%. And he was only able to keep 49% of his batters, strand at 49% of his batters. So the numbers overall just got real bad after that UCL sprain. I'm going to guess that that's to blame. He was shut down I believe in late July, and his season was pretty much over. Let's see if he can come back. He says he has no restrictions. He got he didn't opt for Tommy John, however, he got the PRP, the platinum-rich plasma injections. Don't ask me to explain that. I couldn't. I'm not a scientist. But overall, I like the player. I hope that he's the guy that we saw in the first 12 starts. I hope that his health, this procedure works, and that his health is back to where it needs to be. In terms of the stuff, I think you hit on it. He's got the 2 fastballs. He's got the four-seamer that he throws, as well as the sinker, which is, why he has that elite ground ball rate. And the curveball is something that he's thrown more. I know that if you really wanted to dig into Aaron Nola's curveball, it's been discussed in great depth. Saris from Fangraphs was great. He actually did a big write-up on it, discussing about how he needed to throw it a lot more, how it was one of the elite curveballs in baseball. He did end up doing that. Hopefully that's not the reason he sprained his UCL. But I'm hoping for big things from Nola. I believe that his ADP around now is somewhere in the 200-plus range, which is pretty decent value. I'm one to typically not take pitchers in my first few rounds, or if I do, I take one ace, and then I sit for 4 or 5 rounds. So, I'm definitely looking forward to adding a guy like Nola onto my team. I'll probably own Nola in quite a few leagues.
Yeah, the curveball, he doubled his curveball usage in 2016, 2015. You mentioned his ADP. It's currently in the 18th round. Doing math in my head, yeah, sure, that's around 200. The one thing I would have concern with Nola in regards to his health is obviously he's shown he when healthy, he can be effective, but he's had a problem logging innings, which kind of starts pointing to, okay, maybe this guy gets moved to a relief role, just to protect that and preserve that. And he's got the high K upside. That will be the one negative and drawback that I would reserve, as an alternative uh, scenario to play out for Nola. Can you just tell me real quick before we move on, though, what his whip was? Because it just sounded so sexy.
In the first 12 starts, it was .99. It was under one.
Yeah. He can,
I didn't write down what it was for the season, and I certainly didn't look at what it was during the last 8 starts where he had the nearly 10 ERA. I would reason to believe it would probably be pretty awful.
yeah, he can nay too, though, with that whip. So that's one to